All right, people. All right, let's go. Let's go. You're rocking and rolling in here on a Monday. Hottest show on the streets. We're talking Bama football news. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of Touchdown Alabama Magazine. I'm here from the home location in Tuscaloosa. Iron Bowl week. Nothing else needs to be said. It's Bama. It's Auburn. From Jordan-Hare this weekend, rivalry week, throw the records out the window. You're getting the best game from both teams. Coach Saban going down to the Plains to take on Hugh Freeze and the Auburn Tigers. This is going to be a football game, folks. You're rocking and rolling right here on the number one show for all things Bama, in my own words. Go ahead right now, jump into the comment section. Get the chat line lit up. Get that fired up. Taking all of your comments. No calls tonight. I know. But I will be back Wednesday in the Birmingham area to take all of your calls Wednesday. So get rowdy in the comment section tonight. Taking all comments. Reading all comments. Also, hit that subscribe button. Tap that subscribe button right now. Get locked in. Get involved on your favorite Crimson Tide football content. Hit that like button as well. Like the show up. Get those likes up. We appreciate that. The daily super chat go $100 daily. Super chat go $100 right there. We appreciate that from you guys. But it's Bama, Auburn this weekend. Crimson Tide coming off a dominant 66-10 victory over Chattanooga, Bryant-Denny Stadium for Senior Day. Big performance right there. Auburn, on the other hand, embarrassed by New Mexico State at home. New Mexico State getting a 31-10 victory over the Tigers. Auburn paid New Mexico State $1.8 million. That's not a typo. $1.8 million to lose that game at Jordan-Hare. The Tigers 6-5 on the year. Alabama 10-1. But like I mentioned, this is a rivalry game. You can throw the records out the window. Auburn can go 0-11, and they will save their greatest game of the season for Alabama. We all know this. So this is going to be marquee matchup right here. Alabama got to handle Auburn at Jordan-Hare. But we're going to get to some early thoughts from you guys in the chat line. You guys already lighting us up here on the show. So let's get to a few of your thoughts here, a few of your chats here. If I can get this thing to scroll up. Here we go. You guys are starting us off right. So Aaron McGuire with the Roll Tide. Appreciate you, Aaron, checking us out. That's Aaron McGuire right there. My man, Big Bill from New York, saying we sure are, Steve. And he's talking about Bama ready for the Iron Bowl, ready to talk this matchup with Auburn. We got my guys, Whitwell Sports, a.k.a. Title Town. Roll Tide, my guy, Steven. Appreciate Whitwell Sports checking in right there. Then we got TRV, we got TRVL, Purdue Sports Podcast with the elephant right there. Appreciate him. Roll Tide, rise up with the Roll Tide family. Appreciate Roll Tide and rise up. Then Whitwell Sports comes back. Hottest show on the streets. That's what we do. In my own words, we're giving you Bama football, whether it's in the Birmingham area, whether it's right here in Tuscaloosa, no matter where I am, trying to give you guys Alabama football information. Joe D writes in, let's go. Roll Tide, absolutely, Joe D. Jay Lee writes in, National Stephen M. Smith Day. I appreciate that. National Stephen M. Smith Day. Congrats and enjoy. LOL. Roll Tide, absolutely. We got Kareem Hood 40 with Roll Tide. Everyone appreciate that. Kareem. We got Lorenzo Anderson. Roll Tide, what's good, everyone? Appreciate Lorenzo coming in here. Jarvis S with the Roll Tide roll. Appreciate that from Jarvis. Everybody so far writing in. Godfather of the SEC, my man Waylon. It's Hate Auburn Week. That's what it is. Auburn Hate Week. Waylon in here. Mike Coleman. Roll Tide, everyone. Appreciate that from Mike Coleman. We got Jarvis S. We need to go in there and outclass Auburn. Take over Jordan Hare. Absolutely. You guys are already starting this thing out correctly here. My man Bill from New York with that $5 donation. Appreciate Bill getting the start with that $5. He writes in, what's the story on FSU? How can they be ranked without their quarterback? We would destroy them just like the last time that we faced them. I don't know why Florida State is still ranked, Bill, even with the injury that happened to Jordan Travis. And first and foremost, prayers to that young man. Jordan Travis, a great young man, bright young man, special athlete. Hated to see him go down against North Alabama. So definitely our thoughts and prayers out to Jordan Travis, a very smooth, strong recovery for him. Jay Lee writes in, what's your thoughts on Christian's story at safety? Christian's not bad. I mean, he had the best game of his career on senior day against Chattanooga. Did have an interception, a pass breakup. Christian's okay. He's okay. Now, me personally, I would much rather see Malachi Moore at free safety, Terry Arnold at star, and you slide Trey Amos to corner. I like that a bit better. But Christian Story, a senior, he's been in this system for a long time, understands what's going on in the system. So it's not like he's, green behind the ears. It's just there are moments of Christian that he get caught gambling too much at times or taking too many gambles at times. But I still do like him, though, in the secondary. We got my man Don Parker riding in with the Roll Tide. Everybody appreciate that, Don Parker. Gregory Pace with Roll Tide, everyone. Appreciate Gregory right there. Roll Tide and Rise Up writes in, Auburn overlooked New Mexico State, looking ahead to the Iron Bowl and see what happened. We can't overlook Auburn to the SEC championship versus Georgia. Roll Tide, rise up. Bingo. Auburn got caught looking ahead, and it got beat down at home. Alabama cannot look ahead to Georgia. The focus has got to be on Auburn. But thankfully, Alabama's got some players on this year's team that will not allow their teammates, or even themselves for that matter, to overlook Auburn. Jarvis S. writes in, if New Mexico State can beat Auburn by 21 in Jordan Hare, we should be able to do the same, if not much worse. And you look at this Alabama team, they come in here focused, they come in here prepared to play, which they should and which they will. It could be very ugly for Auburn and Hugh Freeze. Let's see here. Waylon writes in the Cow College referring to Auburn. So there's my man Waylon, the president, writing that in right there. Let's see here. We're getting more of your thoughts. And yes, Auburn paid New Mexico State $1.85 million and lost. Don Parker writes in, I am still laughing at how Auburn paid $1.8 million just to get beat. However, Bama needs to be knocked in. Bama's got to be knocked in, Don. And I think they are. I think this is the one Bama team that is not paying the external rat poison no attention. I think this year's group has not paid the external rat poison any type of attention. And Saban's got this group really locked in. I mean, they are focused, they are dialed in, they are ready, they are prepared. Of course, they are clicking here at the right time. Shouts out to Tommy Reese, Alabama offensive coordinator, who is one of 15 semifinalists for the Frank Broyles Award, which goes to the nation's top assistant coach in college football. Tommy Reese has earned that. I know early in the year, especially in the offseason, we were all wondering, did Coach Saban make the right move in hiring Tommy Reese from Notre Dame? It's taken some time, but look at here. Saban made the right move. Tommy Reese done a fine job. He's transformed this offense. Alabama's put up 40 plus here. It's put up 66, season high 66 against Chattanooga. So a great job there by Tommy Reese. Jarvis S. writes in, Chattanooga probably would have beaten Auburn as well. Maybe so. Maybe so. HB98 writes in, the Iron Bowl is so 2011/2015-ish. Auburn plays hard, but Alabama pulls away 38-14 if they handle business correctly. So HB98 has got Alabama 38-14 over Auburn in the Iron Bowl. We got here CarJade 11610 writes in, is Downs going to stay at returner? He needs to. Caleb Downs handled punts extremely well. Took one back for an 85-yard touchdown. That's explosive. That's big-time playmaking ability. But Alabama has been missing from its special teams. And even on the bad punts from Chattanooga, you saw Caleb Downs confidently fair catch the ball. So he caught it cleanly. When he wanted to return it, he could do that. And Caleb's playing with a lot of confidence. Coach Saban mentioned after the game, Kool-Aid's lost confidence returning punts. He wasn't supposed to field the first one, was supposed to field the second one, just not confident back there returning punts as Kool-Aid. So if I'm Coach Saban, I'm keeping Caleb Downs back there. He gives you confidence in catching the football. He gives you confidence in being explosive, returning the ball. I would keep Caleb back there. James Knox writes in, roll tide till I die to the In My Own Words family and TDA. He's shouting out myself, Eli Walker, John Ivory, Justin Smith, the owner, Benny Bice. We appreciate you, James, for helping us out here on the show. So Mike Coleman writes in, Stephen M., who is the defensive player that makes a statement and who on offense? I think defensively, who makes a statement, in this game against Auburn, I will go this. I think defensively, who makes a statement in this game? I'm going to go Malachi Moore. Remember his freshman year, the Auburn game was kind of his coming out party 2020, where he had the pick off Bo Nix in that game. And I think he's going to end his career in the Iron Bowl making a statement. I think Malachi Moore defensively. Offensively, who makes a statement in this game? That is a good question. Offensively, who makes a statement in this game? I think another homegrown talent, in-state talent. Watch Kobe Prentice. I think Kobe Prentice in this Iron Bowl can make a huge statement. In-state guy from Calera High School, Kobe Prentice can make a big statement. If not Kobe Prentice, Roydell Williams. Keep your eyes on Roydell. Roydell could have a huge statement in this Iron Bowl. So Roydell or Kobe Prentice offensively, defensively, really like Malachi Moore making a statement here in this game. I appreciate Mike Coleman riding in here under the show. We got Plow Jogger 1776, Roll Tide, whoop the Cow College. So Roll Tide, whoop Auburn there. Appreciating that from Plow Jogger writing in. We got Dean Cloud who comes in with Auburn paid $1.8 million to New Mexico State for a butt whooping that Bama gonna give them for free. Dean Cloud is not being light on him at all. He is not being light on him at all there. So all of you guys writing in, appreciate all of you guys helping out, being a part of the show here. We got the Inquisitive Prince. Hugh Freeze dropped that game on purpose. He's just trying to big up the Bama game for recruiting purposes. That's a good perspective, Inquisitive Prince. That's a good perspective. I mean, I would never be one to say a coach purposely dropped a football game. Absolutely not. But Hugh Freeze also knows the importance of these next couple of recruiting classes down the road, especially in-state recruiting. When you look at this 2024 class, 2025 class on down, the talent is back in the state of Alabama. There's 4 and 5 stars galore. And I got a chance to talk with our own Justin Smith, the director of scouting and recruiting for TDA, who does a phenomenal job. If you're not following Justin on social media, you're missing out. He's got a show Tuesdays and Thursdays here on the YouTube channel called The Process, where he is documenting these guys on the recruiting trail. Justin is traveling everywhere getting these recruits. And talk with him, he told me the 6A guys in state and are even better from the 7A school. So, of course, Hugh Freeze trying to get a one-up there in terms of recruiting where that is concerned. But, man, I'm just saying, probably the only reason why Hugh Freeze would have dropped that game is trying to, upgrade the recruiting where that is concerned. But appreciate all of you guys writing in so far. I mean, you guys are packing it in. Got to shout out Waylon with that $4.99 in the super chats. My guy Waylon Wright coming in here. There's nothing better than beating the Cow College at Jordan-Hare. He's got his score prediction 58-10. Bama over Auburn, 58-10. We got here Krista Threeson writing in. How about Sean Murphy? I want to see more of him. Gotta see more of Sean Murphy out there. He's been playing, but just more so second half, fourth quarter. Would like to see more of Sean Murphy. He's continued to develop. The development for him has been good, but definitely want to see more of Sean Murphy here down the stretch. Kareem Hood 40 writes in, Downs or Law return punts will be good for me. Now, Kendrick Law is returning kickoffs right now. I knew earlier in the season Isaiah Bond was saying you would see him return punts, and I like Isaiah Bond in that aspect. But then just watching how natural Caleb Downs is and doing it, I'm perfectly fine. Just stick with Caleb. Just stick with having Caleb Downs right there returning punts. But we're going to go to our first topic here of conversation, folks. Continue getting your thoughts in. Continue getting your comments in. But we're going to go to our first thought here, our first topic of conversation. So our first topic here, folks, is Hugh Freeze spoke to the media today, had his first presser today for Auburn. And we saw Hugh talk about, I think our guys, we're still in a fog, after the loss to New Mexico State. I'm hoping that we come out there with some spirit. We come out there with some energy. We come out there with some motivation because I think we're just still in a fog. And you, the Alabama Nation, y'all were not buying that comment. Y'all were not buying that. Y'all weren't touching that comment with a 10-foot pole. Like, y'all was not buying that with a grain of salt. Like, Bama Nation, you guys took to Twitter and y'all was like, oh, man, no, miss me with that. Not buying into the rat poison coming from Hugh Freeze on Auburn in a fog. And I went to social media myself, and I'm looking at so many comments from you guys going, Auburn's going to play their best game against us. Hugh Freeze is trying to rope us in with the okie doke, not having it. Hugh Freeze is saying this, and Auburn's going to come out like the 2008 New England Patriots. Auburn's going to come out like the 1972 Miami Dolphins. Like, you as a Bama Nation were not having it. You were not having it. And even Coach Saban, wasn't having it. He talked about it. During his tenure, the team that executed in the Iron Bowl won this game. The team that has executed the best in the Iron Bowl typically has won this matchup since Saban became the head coach of the Crimson Tide. And Jordan-Hare is a tough place to play. It's a tough environment to play in. I know. I was down there twice. I was down there in 2019 with Mac Jones as the quarterback taking over for Tua Tagovailoa that got hurt that season, hurt his hip against Mississippi State. And Mac takes the team down to Auburn, and Mac had a whale of a game. Yes, he had 2 picks. We understand that, 2 pick sixes, but he threw for 4 touchdowns in the game and gave you every shot to win that game. And unfortunately, a missed field goal, doinked off the upright by Joseph Lovis, and you lose the game 48-45. And Jordan-Hare, that was crazy. And then at 2017, or not that wasn't, and then I was also there in 2021. 2021, I was there, and a 4 overtime game. You're down 10-3 in the fourth quarter. Bryce Young brings you back, ties the game at 10 with a 28-yard touchdown pass to Ja'Cory Brooks. I was a freshman that season for him, and you win the game 24-22, getting a 2-point try by John Mechie to put you in there to win that football game. It was crazy. It was crazy both years. So Jordan-Hare is a difficult place to play. There's a lot of excitement. There's a lot of energy, from the fans. We all know that crazy bald eagle goes flying. The fans lose their minds. It's unreal. It's an unreal atmosphere. And Saban talked about it. The team that's been able to execute the best here in the Iron Bowl, especially in that atmosphere, has been the team that ultimately wins the football game. So, Bama Nation, you guys weren't buying. Hugh Freeze were in a fog, because Freeze is going to have this team ready to play. He's going to have those guys up and ready to go against Alabama this weekend on CBS, 2:30 p.m. Central Time kickoff. He's going to have those folks ready to go. Now, the good news is for Alabama, and I mentioned this in the opening, is Bama's got players on this team that will not allow their teammates or themselves, for that matter, to be distracted off of the Iron Bowl. Malachi Moore. Malachi spoke to us today. Malachi said he did not even honor the 24-hour rule after beating Chattanooga. He instantly went home and started breaking down film on Auburn. Malachi goes home, watches the Auburn game against New Mexico State, and is already starting to break down film. That's a leader right there. Malachi leader, Malachi senior, Malachi Alabama native, grew up in this Iron Bowl rivalry, understands the importance, the significance of it. He doesn't even sit down to celebrate the 24-hour rule after beating Chattanooga. Now, that brother at home breaking down tape on Auburn, getting set for this matchup. That's what you want to see. That's what you want to see. And that's the focus. That's the tenacity. That's what you want to see here, from your team, especially from those in leadership, i.e., Malachi Moore. So, I mean, US Bama fans, y'all weren't buying that Hugh Freeze statement. Nah, y'all were not buying that Hugh Freeze statement for a millisecond about them being, in the fall. So they're going to come out ready to play. They're going to come out prepared to play. According to Circa Sports, the betting sites in Vegas there, Alabama's a 15-point favorite from them. I know there are other betting odds out there that have got Bama as a 10.5-point favorite to beat Auburn, but Circa Sports in particular got Bama as a 15-point favorite. Now, you got several former players on social media for Alabama setting that tone for the Iron Bowl. Jesse Williams put something out there today. Marquise Mays has been very vocal on social media today about the Iron Bowl. And then Chris Owens, former Alabama center, has been vocal as well, or former Alabama offensive lineman has been vocal as well about this matchup right here. So, I mean, everybody's ready. Everybody's pumped up. Everybody's prepared. Yeah, Hugh Freeze made his statement, but, the Bama Nation is not buying for 1 second what Hugh Freeze had to say there, as everybody's ready here for Saturday's matchup. But before we get back into the chat line to get your thoughts, to get your comments, we're gonna go right now to our partners, Alumni Hall, and check out what they have to say. Folks, check this out. We're out here at Alumni Hall in Tuscaloosa. Oh, yeah, man. Gotta get this. Gotta get one of these right here. Can't rock that Bama without this shirt right here, fresh polo. You gotta also rock the all pink, like Kanye West right there. Keychains, gotta get you some keychains. University of Alabama keychains. I'm telling you, if you are a die-hard Alabama fan and you're looking for some big-time apparel, this place has got everything. We're talking shirts, shoes, sweatshirts, hoodies, cups, mugs, keychains. If you're just a Tide fan that has an itch to get more apparel, get more swag in your game, you come right here at Alumni Hall in Tuscaloosa, right here in Midtown Village. And also you can shop online. The link is in the description to get your gear right here at Alumni Hall. We also have new, fresh, exclusive TDA gear you can get right now at Alumni Hall. That's in store or online. Hit that link in the description and search Touchdown Alabama to view all of the available gear. Hurry and get yours before they're sold out. That right there, folks, Alumni Hall, our partners, check them out. Right there, outstanding. We're going to get now back into the comment section here to get your thoughts, to get your comments, as we are in Iron Bowl week, Auburn Hate Week, Auburn, Bama on Saturday inside Bryant-Denny. Let's get to a couple of those right now. We'll start this off. With Jonathan McMillan. Jonathan McMillan writes in, more going to be looking at Georgia film Saturday night. I would say this. Malachi was serious. Like, he said, nah, I ain't going to lie. I've started breaking down Auburn film. I did not even honor the 24-hour rule. So, knowing Malachi Moore, after Alabama, handles that business there with Auburn, I'm pretty sure he's going to go home and probably start looking at footage there of Georgia getting things set in order there. Barnes Homestead writes in, he's got Georgia 27, Auburn 20, Ole Miss 28, Auburn 21. Oh yeah, he's got some scores there right there. He's got some scores right. He said, we better take care of business. So Barnes Homestead said that Georgia beat Auburn 27-20, which they did. Ole Miss beat Auburn 28-21, which they did. And Barnes is saying Alabama's got to take care of business. They got to. Bama's got to handle that business. Bama's got to handle that business and handle it with some style points, as well. So appreciate Barnes Homestead for that. Jarvis S. writes in, I don't think that lank mentality will let us overlook our little brother. Now, The let a naysayer no mentality of Jalen Milroe and Terrion Arnold will not allow Alabama to overlook Auburn. It won't. It will not allow them to. Like I said, this team is different. This team is focused. This team is locked in. I'm just excited about what we can see here. My man Big Bill from New York writes in, shouting out Naomi, we will crush Auburn. It's gonna be a good game. Oh, it's gonna be a good game. Plow Jogger writes in, the barn better be ready. Saban's gonna take out our frustrations after losing to Texas to give Alabama Nation a gift with a beat down. Man, I'm telling you, Saban's ready to get it done. This team is ready to get it done. They're focused on this Iron Bowl against Auburn. Naomi writes in, nah, Hugh Freeze to understand this Bama ain't scared, so we ain't worried about Auburn. Alabama is not scared of this matchup at all. I mean, at all. At all. They are ready to go down the Jordan Hare. I'm ready to go down the Jordan Hare right now. I know I got to wait till Saturday, but I'm ready to go down there right now. Absolutely. Stephen Hicks writes in, they're going to use all that toilet paper to wipe their tears and they poop away. Oh, Stephen Hicks is ready. Oh, man, he is ready to roll here. Don Parker comes back. Bama's motivation, hopefully, is let's give the beat down just because it's Auburn. Definitely, Don, the motivation, definitely. And then at the same time, also wanting to show that committee it is one of the top 4 teams in the country. Ephraim Davis writes in, winning out is not that simple anymore. This committee is funny that way. It is, Ephraim, and that's what I was just mentioning there is, winning out and trying to see, where does the help come from if there is help? Like where does it come from? Who gives Bama that help to try to push it in here to the playoff here? Let's see. Jarvis S comes back. Auburn is definitely going to play us tough, though. Beating us is the only way to get people to forget about the New Mexico State debacle. Expect a fired up Auburn squad on Saturday. This is the game that salvages Auburn's season, straight up. This is the game that salvages Auburn's season. Auburn beats Alabama. You're 7-5. You go into the postseason with something to cheer about, something to be happy about. You go into the postseason with a little bit of recruiting swag because you beat Alabama. This game salvages Auburn's season versus Alabama beats Auburn down and goes on to the SEC championship game. This game puts Auburn at 6-6, and you're wondering still, was Hugh Freeze the right move? So then there's that. Barnes Homestead writes back in, I believe we're pretty healthy going into this one. Alabama is, Barnes. You're going to get Deontay Lawson back. You're going to get Jalen Key back. The blessing is, against Chattanooga, Devontae Smith, defensive back, returned. Devontae Smith, who had 4 tackles in the game. Here's a young man that was supposed to be in the starting free safety. He got hurt in preseason camp, a significant foot injury. He comes back at the right time against Chattanooga. So you get a pivotal defensive back return there in Devontae Smith. So that was huge. That was huge there. So happy to have him back. GT18 writes in, Steven, I think them boys in our D-line are going to give Peyton Thorne fit Saturday. What do you think? I like the D-line, GT18. And a guy on that D-line, Tim Keenan, another Alabama native from Birmingham. Big game for him. Tim Keenan's going to show out. I like Justin Eboigbe. He's had a good season. He's going to show out. Tim Smith is going to show out. The guys on the defensive line, they are going to show out. And then Chris Braswell, who got hit with a targeting call against Chattanooga. That wasn't no targeting, but he does not miss any part of the Iron Bowl. So I think Chris Braswell going to have some stuff to say there as well. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun there. Barnes Homestead writes in, it'd be nice if Riker got that record Saturday. It would have been, but Will Reichert made a 50-yard field goal against Chattanooga. He bounced back after 2 misses against Kentucky. So I was happy to see Will bounce back there with that 50-yard, made field goal there. DeQuan Minor writes in, roll tide to you. DeQuan, happy to have you in here. Let's get some more thoughts in here on the show. Roll tide to Anitra, who's in here. Appreciate Anitra for helping us out here on the show. Don Parker comes back. Bama beats everyone we line up against. Then the committee will not matter. Simple. It's the main thing. You beat everybody, the committee will not matter then. Let's see here. All right. Jay Clark writes in, we need to start fast and get the starters off the field so we can stay healthy next week. A fast start, Jay, is important for Alabama. And this is Tommy Rees, Jalen Milroe, much like you did against Kentucky and much like you did against Chattanooga. Get off to a fast start. Score on that first offensive possession. Get down the field, score. Put Auburn in disarray early. Put Auburn in disarray early. Get down the field, score the football, absolutely. Jarvis S says, I think Milroe can beat Auburn with his arm and Georgia with his legs. I can see it. Absolutely. I can see it. Big opportunity here for Jalen Milroe. Roll Tide and Rise Up comes in with, I'm just praying no one gets injured. These games against teams that have nothing to lose, someone always seems to get hurt. Roll Tide, bingo. This is a game where you play fundamentally sound, you play smart, and you watch what you're hitting. You don't want an injury in this game against Auburn. You watch what you are hitting in this football game. You watch what you are hitting here in this football game. Absolutely right. Absolutely right here. No injuries is exactly, what you want to have happen here on the field. Let's see here. We got Dexter Wright. We will not have another close game. Dexter with the confidence. We will not have another close game. Let's see here. My man Big Bill writes in, give Milroe design runs. This will open the pass, and that's what Tommy Rees has been doing here as of late. Design runs for Milroe. It has opened up the pass, but it's also opened up the other running backs to get what they need as well. So, absolutely. Let's see here. Bama fan writes in, Auburn don't have a chance in this game. Bama wins by 3 to 4 touchdowns. That coming from Bama fan right there. Appreciate that. Anitra writes in, Auburn will be playing dirty. And Anitra, Auburn at times been known for doing a lot of stuff after the whistle. So Anitra with a sound point there. A sound point there coming from her. We got here Dean Cloud. We need to put up 21 points in the first quarter. Send a statement. Send a message there in the first quarter. Jarvis S. Saban owes Hugh Sleeve some payback. Play on Hugh Free. Now, he actually does, though. For all of those times Hugh Freeze was at Ole Miss, the 2014 game against Ole Miss where one of the Ole Miss players, Cody Pruitt, stepped on Kenyon Drake's leg, and Kenyon Drake had a broken leg that game, and you lost to Ole Miss that year. 2015 and all the craziness that happened that year against Ole Miss, and you lost that game. 2016, though you did make it right against Ole Miss, it was a 48-43 situation there. Yes, Nick Saban does a beat down there to Hugh Freeze due to all of that stuff that happened during Hugh Freeze's time where the Rebels are concerned. So Jarvis asks, I could agree with you on that one. We got here this comment coming in. Let's see here. We got Siobhan Pompey. Hey, Bama's got this. If they took care of LSU, please roll Tide. Bama's ready for this one. Bama is ready for this one. Siobhan Pompey, appreciating that. A comment coming in here. My man Whitwell Sports writes in, wear the long cleats and check the sprinkler system. Wear the long cleats, check the sprinkler system. We will have that written down right there. Justin Sutherland writes in, statement game, Lank baby. Statement game, let all naysayers know. Let them all know here. Don Parker writing in, people, this may not be that type of game. Bama needs to play loose, confident, focus. It's the Iron Bowl. Got to play loose. Got to play confident. Got to get that done. Got to get that done. But I appreciate all of you writing in, getting your comments in. That's what should take us to topic 2 of the conversation here on the show. And so you look at this, Alabama's future at the running back position is extremely bright. Bama's got a bright future at running back. Going back to the Chattanooga game, folks, I mean, I know how good Jace McClellan and Roydell Williams are, and you're losing both of these two to graduation. You know, both of these two, best to them when they, pursuing the NFL draft and pro football, that type of thing. But the future at running back, watching Jam Miller against Chattanooga, you're like, man, this guy's nice. Jam Miller, 77 yards rushing on 5 carries. I mean, he was just ripping them, gashing them. Jam Miller's nice. And then we finally saw Justice Haynes really break out. 5 carries, 42 yards, 2 touchdowns, had like a 25-yard touchdown run where he pops out around the bend, explosive. And then you got Richard Young, who had a rushing touchdown there. Now, of course, Richard Young's touchdown came because Ty Simpson could have had a record touchdown, but dropped the ball before he crossed into the end zone. And, of course, Coach Saban mentioning, hey, he will learn from that, which he will. But the future at running back is special for Alabama. Jam Miller's coming back. Justice Haynes is coming back next year. You're going to have Richard Young coming back. I mean, this is a special group of backs. This is a very special running back group right here. And the offensive line that they will be running behind, it's only going to get better. I mean, Tyler Booker's coming back next year. You're going to have big Jaden Roberts that will be back. You're going to have Caden Proctor. He'll be back. You look at J.C. Latham and Seth McLaughlin. Well, you're going to lose Seth McLaughlin anyway, but J.C. Latham's got a decision to make, and I think more than likely he may turn pro. But you look at this running back room, you got speed in this room, you got power in this room, you got versatility in this room, you got playmaking ability in this room, you got vision in this room, you got contact balance. Guys, hard to bring down with one defender in this room. This is a special running back room. I mean, I like this group. Watching Jam Miller dominate, watching Justice Haynes dominate, watching Richard Young get involved. I was excited. I was excited watching this room get involved against Chattanooga in the 66-10 win. I think Alabama had, 315 yards rushing and 5 touchdowns. Like this group. Really like this group. Really invested in this group. And Coach Saban invested in this group right here. He mentioned after the game that the team wanted to give Justice Haynes more opportunities than what he has seen this season. It's just been tough because the depth in that room, right? It's tough because who are you going to take carries from to get the Justice Haynes? Are you going to take carries from Jace McClellan when he's rolling? Are you going to take carries away from Roydell Williams when he's rolling? Are you going to take carries away from Jam Miller, when he's rolling? So it's tough. It's tough, but they've been able to work guys in. They've been able to divvy up the carries needed, and all of these guys are being able to go out there and showcase their skills, showcase their ability. So this running back room, I'm excited about next season and what the continuation of this season, most importantly. But then as you get into the off season, next spring, just what Jam Miller Justice Hayes and Richard Young can really, really do. I am pumped. I am pumped up. But we're going to get back into a chat line here to take more of your thoughts, more of your questions here on the show. Let's see here. More of your thoughts, more of your questions. Jarvis S comes in. He writes, let's see, Jarvis. Here we go. Jarvis S writes in, I hope Tommy Rees calls an aggressive game and continues to unleash Milroe. I want Tommy Rees to call an aggressive game. I want him to call a balanced game, that he unleashes Milroe, he continues to do that, but also continue to unleash these running backs as well. So, like I said, Tommy Rees, early on in the season, a lot of us looked at him as a C minus, D plus. Now he's looking more like a B plus, A minus. Now, many of us were still reserving judgment until how does he fare against Georgia? A lot of us are saving our reservement for how does he fare against Georgia? He goes out there, dominates Georgia as a play caller, then more people will say, yeah, Tommy Rees is the man. But gotta give a shout out to Siobhan Pompey. Let's go! With the $9.99 in the super chat. Siobhan writes in, I was ecstatic to see J.M. Miller do his thing. Siobhan, we all were. We all were. He's explosive. He can catch the ball at the backfield. He's strong in between the tackles, runs behind the pad level very well. I was excited to see Jam, and he brings you versatility in the passing game. He can catch the ball out of the backfield. He can pass block also. Really like the growth and development there of Jam. Timothy Pass writes in, who do you think Kevin Steele will have to cover Brett? Who do you think Kevin Steele will have to cover Brock Bowers or Matt McConkey? When you look at the Georgia game, me personally, I would like to see Kevin Steele run a bracket coverage, have two guys, kind of a bracket coverage there on Brock Bowers and play zone across the board. That's what I would do if I was Kevin Steele against Georgia. Double Brock Bowers and play zone across the board. But we'll see what he ends up doing there. We got to show some love to Dale B with that $10 donation. He says, roll tide, let's go. Appreciate that. They're coming from Dale B. Naomi Knight writes in, I got 35-7 Bama by Saturday. So 35-7 Bama. Naomi's got the Crimson Tide taking care of Auburn handedly there. Jarvis S. writes in, Jace has shown some good burst lately. He has. Jace has been showing some burst. He's been showing some power. He's been showing some contact balance. Jace has been giving you a little bit more and more here. He's been giving you a bit more and more here as of lately down the stretch here of the season, trying to improve his draft stock. Jarvis S. comes back with Roydell is the shiftiest back we have. He may need some more carries. Roydell can go. He's got some burst. He's got some shiftiness. He's got some power. He can pass block. He has shown he can catch the ball at the backfield. Roydell's got some stuff to him also. Like I said, all of these backs bring something different. They all bring something different to the table. Justin Summerlin writes in 56-10 Bama. So he's got Bama taking care of Auburn, 56-10 there. So that's Justin Summerlin writing that in. We got to Barnes Homestead writes in, Justin, I'd be satisfied with that. So Barnes Homestead, very satisfied with Justin's score prediction here. Gerald Vickery writes in, he likes Naomi's score of 35-7, but he's got 34-20. This will be a different Auburn, the one that faced Arkansas. So Gerald's thinking Auburn's going to put up some points here. He's got 34-20 of the same score that Alabama beat Tennessee with. The Volunteers were shut out by Alabama in the second half, but the final score was 34-20. But appreciate all of you guys writing in, getting your comments in here. Thunderstruck writes in 58-13 Bama. So Thunderstruck 58-13 Bama. Dale B, New Mexico exposed the run defense on Auburn. New Mexico State did do that. So this is going to be a game. This is going to be a real interesting game here. Bama fan writes in, I like Roydell. I do too. I like Roydell Williams. Like I said, he brings power. He brings speed. He brings patience. He brings contact. And he stuck with it. He stuck with the process. He stuck with it. That's why I like Roydell. He stuck with it. Could have went anywhere in the country, stuck with it, stayed home in Tuscaloosa, and is being rewarded for that. I mean, Waylon Godfather, the SEC, writes in, okay, everyone, I got to run. If we don't have a show on Wednesday, happy Thanksgiving to every family here at the TDA. Appreciate you, Waylon, for all that you do. Appreciate you, my man. You got Todd Colburn, who writes in, 52-9 Bama. So Todd Colburn got 52-9 in favor of Alabama. Charles Fritz writes in, I think Proctor at left tackle has really improved. He has. Proctor has gotten tweak. He's got tweak. I think now he's playing his football. I think Proctor is now playing his football. It's taking him some time. It's taking him a minute here to adjust. But I think Caden Proctor has been playing his best football as of late as well. Excuse me. We got Dale B, who's going 48-14 Bama. So Dale B, 48-14 Bama. We got Kareem 40, 48-10 Bama. Loving these score predictions here. Kareem Hood, 48-10 Bama. Appreciate her writing in. So you guys continue here with the predictions, pumping them in there. We're going to actually wrap things up here, folks, with our final thought here of the conversation. So our final thought here, kind of a discussion, if you will, is it time for Alabama to possibly it's time to look at Alabama possibly not in the playoff? It's a thought. I know there's still hope there. A lot of us still are holding out hope that Bama gets into the playoff. A lot of us are still holding out hope that chaos could ensue. A lot of us are still holding out hope that, the teams that need to lose will lose and that Bama can get into the plot. Let's look at it like this. If chalk holds, and by chalk, everybody in the top four, that's Michigan. Well, we know one of those between Michigan and Ohio State is going to fall off. But let's say that chalk holds to where, Bama can get the chaos that it wants to get, and it's left out of the playoff. The consolation prize is looking like Alabama, Texas, and the Sugar Bowl. And that'd be great. I would like that. I would like Bama, Texas, and the Sugar Bowl just due to, Alabama would get a chance to get Texas, get back on the Longhorns. So to me, just me personally, if it came down to a situation where Bama missed out on the playoff just due to, the chalk held and Bama with in the Sugar. Now, I still see a scenario where some chaos could happen. You got Oregon State this week in the Civil War. Chaos could happen there. You got Texas Tech. Look at, should beat Texas Tech. It could be Texas Tech. You play a dark side, Luna, anything can happen there, right? You still look at, the ACC championship game, right? And especially with this injury to Travis, Louisville could get Florida State in the ACC game. I mean, it could happen. It could happen at this point. You look at, of course, you got Michigan, Ohio State will solve itself. So chaos can still ensue. You still can very well playoff, especially. You take care of all. You take care of you, and you can get in there just if there was a situation where, chalk doesn't hold, right? And, Bama out of the playoff, then I will look at that constant guys being, Bama, Texas there in the Sugar Bowl. But we're going to take things one step at a time. And that first step is handling Auburn this weekend at Jordan-Hare, taking care of Hugh Freeze and the Tigers. Nick Saban going on the road, hostile environment. I'm excited, prepared to see what happens, what goes down, what all there takes place. But, folks, to do for this edition of In My Own Words, hottest show on the streets, #1 form of football, right from the home location in Tuscaloosa. Appreciate all of you checking us out here on the show. If we are back on Wednesday, we'll be in the Birmingham area from the studio there, taking your calls. If we're not back on Wednesday, then I wish every one of you a happy, a blessed, and exciting Thanksgiving holiday, Thanksgiving season. As always, folks, you want the best of news, notes, information on your Bama football coverage. You can get this by accessing the Touchdown Alabama magazine. You can download the app from the iPhone App Store if you're rocking Team Apple. Google Play for the Android phone. Audio needs, iTunes or Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, Overcast.fm, or iHeartRadio. We got you covered right there. Guys, show some love to all of you, the Bama fans, for the donations, for the super chatting, for the YouTube chatting, for all that you do, making this your spot here. Nothing but Crimson Tide fall. We appreciate all of you. Until next time, folks, husbands, wives appreciate you. Those husbands, children continue doing the thing, fun thing, smart thing, good thing, legitimate thing to not be bored there. You get yourself those 3 healthy meals a day, great naps a day. Get yourself and loved ones around. Till next time, folks, I'm your man, Stephen M. Smith. Good night, Sosa. You listening In My Own Words.